Hi friends, this is Dr. Abdequaem. Today I'll be dealing a very interesting remedy, a very interesting polycrest remedy, Argentum nitricum. Now most of us know that Argentum nitricum has a lot of anxiety with palpitation, anxiety whenever the time is set, the patient feels very anxious, very panicky, he has to perform at that time. These symptoms are definitely there in Argentum nitricum. But I'll discuss few symptoms which I have found very useful in my practice while seeing Argentum nitricum patient, and that basically symptoms are of fear. Now Argentum nitricum patient basically wants to do everything very fast, he wants to do everything in time, before the time, and it is said that Argentum nitricum patient predicts the day and time of death. But the greatest fear I have seen that Argentum nitricum has is fear of agoraphobia. Now, first you have to understand what is agoraphobia. Now, it is basically an anxiety disorder, and it is characterized by situations where the patient may go into panic, and it makes you feel as if you are trapped, you are helpless or embarrassed. You fear an actual or an anticipated event. Okay, what will happen now? What will happen? Whether I'll pass, whether I'll fail. There's a lot of anticipation, such as going in a public transport or being in open or enclosed spaces, standing in line or being in a crowd. There is a lot of anticipation, there's a lot of agoraphobia. Now this is a very simple word, but it covers the whole drug picture of Argentum nitricum. Hence an Argentum nitricum has fear of being alone. He cannot stay alone. Argentum nitricum, fear of being alone, because there is a lot of anxiety and there is a lot of fear. There's so much so that it is said in a mathematical, then when Argentum nitricum patient wants to go in a church or a big hall or a public show, whenever he is getting ready, he has fear. Now this fear, this panickiness of Argentum nitricum is a very important, the nucleus of the whole mental symptom of Argentum nitricum. Fear of going in a church or getting ready. We think about Argentum nitricum, also think about gelsemium, a very important remedy, but nothing very close to Argentum nitricum. Fear of going in a crowd, fear of going in a public place, fear of death when he is alone. Whenever Argentum nitricum patient is alone, he fears what will happen to me, whether I'll die, whether I'll come out of this situation, what will happen, and that keeps on lingering in his mind. Fear of death when alone. Do think about Argentum nitricum, arsenic, kali carb, kali ars, phosphorus. But Argentum nitricum is again a very, very important remedy. So much so, it is said that he has so much fear that he predicts the time of his death. Of course, aconite is a very important remedy, but don't forget Argentum nitricum. This is a very important remedy for this complaint, and whenever an Argentum nitricum patient comes to you, he'll always have lot of symptoms to tell you. I have coryza, whether I'll suffer from asthma, or my lungs will become weak, whether I'll have fibrosis of lung. He'll always fear that a big disease will happen to him, and it is written in a Mathematica, fear of disease or fear of impending disease. There are many of remedies like Argentum nitricum. We have calcare carb, calcare ars, China ars, arnica, but Argentum nitricum is a very, very important remedy for fear of impending disease or fear that his disease is incurable. He said, "Doctor, I will not be cured. I know I am going to die. Now nothing can be done." That is the wordings of Argentum nitricum. When in a high crowd, he feels that he will faint. Fear of fainting. Again, an important symptom. Fear of having fits. Fear of high places. You see in a Mathematica, there are so many fears and so many anxieties. This is basically an important symptom of Argentum nitricum. In fact, if he has to perform, if he has to speak in public, he feels as if he'll lose control. Fear of losing control again is a very, very important symptom of Argentum nitricum. He feels that he cannot handle the situation. He'll not be able to handle the situation, and what will happen if he cannot handle the situation? That's the fear. Argentum nitricum, gelsemia, mercury, staph aureus, fear of losing reason. And one step ahead we have to go. An Argentum nitricum patient has fear of taking or undertaking anything new. Whenever you tell a project that you do this Argentum nitricum, he says, "No, I cannot do." He has a lot of fear whether he will fail, whether what will happen to, whether everybody will support him, what will happen to this. So there is a fear of taking or undertaking anything new. Very important remedy, Argentum nitricum. We always think about arsenic and lycopodium, but Argentum nitricum is a very important remedy. And in Argentum nitricum, it is said that fear or work or fear comes more in the afternoon. Fear that something evil will happen. So this fear, I was only concentrating today on the fear of Argentum nitricum, which makes the whole drug picture of Argentum nitricum. This is how you have to read a remedy, so that you can read the patient's mind properly. And homeopathy is basically the art of interpretation and then prescribing. So my dear friends, if you like this video, do share and subscribe. Thank you.